Hello. Welcome everybody to another FAQ Monday. This week, we will take a magical journey and in a submarine. It's yellow, and we're gonna go on a never-ending story to Nazareth, and David Bowie's gonna be there, and then we're gonna scream Atreyu in front of a big white dragon. We're gonna answer some questions too, but mostly dragons. Never-ending story stuff. First question. Hey Fluff, I'm gonna be hanging out with Bill Kelleher for an hour on the 16th. Any questions you want asked? Yes, I would like to know if his upcoming Golden Axe signature Les Paul guitar will be subject to any of the new 2015 changes, such as the adjustable nut, the robo tuners, the wider neck, and so on and so forth. I wanna know if they're gonna make him change any of his normal features that he would have wanted on a signature guitar and put those on, and the Les Paul signature, things like that. Let me know, report back, and we'll talk about it next week, or after the 16th. Yeah. Hey Fluff, I was wondering if you've noticed a loss in tone with any guitar you play that has an Evertune but didn't originally come that way. I've only played a handful of guitars that were retrofitted with the Evertunes, and the one I've played the most was my Schecter Blackjack EX baritone guitar, and that guitar had a number of issues when I got it. Namely, it wouldn't stay in tune whatsoever at all for any period of time. The whole thing would change up and down in pitch depending on the temperature of the room, which was compounded by the fact that if your hand warmed up the neck after you were playing for like 10 minutes, it would then slightly straighten out. I mean, we're talking very, very slightly. So then the pitch would raise over the course of recording a song. So if you put it down and had to edit something real quick and then you'd pick it back up, it would all be flat. And it was horrible. And that was the main reason why I got the Evertune, because otherwise it wouldn't have been a playable guitar really for recording. And I played it for several months without the Evertune, and then I sent it in and had it Evertuned at West Lamb Guitars in North Carolina, who does wonderful work. And when I got it back, it was kind of this difference in tone akin to when you put a bigger block on a Floyd Rose. There was much more girth and mass to the notes. It was kind of hollow and boxy before the Evertune, and I think that the change to the Evertune bridge really kind of made it more robust in the low end and just more defined overall. Now, this is completely subjective, and some people say, oh, it makes it sound this way or that way, but really it just depends on the guitar, particular bridge, and who is installing it. Really, that's the most critical thing, is who is installing it, because if you don't install it exactly correctly, you will lose definition in the notes so quickly, especially on the higher register. So it really just depends on you getting a good install. But no, I noticed nothing bad as far as change in tone with my guitars. Hey Fluff, have you by any chance played a mini rectifier? If so, thoughts? I really like the mini rectifier. The amount of options on that thing are just crazy. The only reason why I haven't gotten one so far is because obviously I have a 2-channel, and no, I don't really need another rectifier. But it's very, very expensive, like most Mesa things. I'm pretty sure Mesa, when they're like making things, like even their accessories and their casters, like, I don't know, well, nothing we have is less than $300, so we need to at least make it $300. Well, I know, but it's just a light bulb that goes into lights up the little blue bulb on the front of the amp. Well, it needs to be $300. Otherwise, it's not Mesa Boogie, you know what I'm saying? But on all seriousness, it's a very expensive amp, but if you do have the cashish, it is definitely a fantastic sounding amp. They did a really, really good job, and I'm really curious to try the new Rectiverb 25 and the new Mark Mini. The Mark Mini, oh, that looks delicious. I'm gonna try that at NAMM, and I'm gonna tell you guys all about it. So Fluff, I'm moving into a small apartment, and I need to make the most efficient, very small setup for making song demos. Space is at a premium. If possible, I'd like to make an entire project with just what's in the laptop. What would you suggest for a mini recording setup? FAQ Monday, please. Okay, we can do this. We'll get through it. I got you. You can use your laptop, PC, or MacBook, doesn't matter. You're gonna buy Reaper for your DAW. You're also gonna get an interface. Something like a Focusrite 2i4, or Personas has some interfaces. but make sure it has the padded inputs, as I covered in prior videos. Padded inputs will help you not clip your guitar signal going in. You're gonna get some headphones as well. Sony MDR 7506 are what I use because I love the high-end response. Great headphones, about 100, 150 bucks, I think. For software, for guitar tones, you should go to IK Multimedia's Amplitude 3, which I use a lot, or the upcoming Positive Grid's Bias Desktop is also very, very nice for sharing tones and getting new tones. And that would pretty much cover 90% of your bases. Now, some add-ons, you can always go get plugins from Waves and stuff later, or get an actual Sans amp or something like that. But as far as a core compact setup, you can get a lot accomplished with just that very setup, which is very, very similar to what I have for my mobile rig on my MacBook Pro, which is just running Logic, and I have the Focusrite 2i4 and some headphones, and that's it. I can sit in my living room and record an entire song, which I have done several times, and it works out fantastic. Hey Fluff, I noticed you changed your approach to videos. Your early videos were like, more tone, less talk, and your new videos have a nice balance between demos and you talking. What brought on this change? Cheers! There were several reasons why I changed the format gradually. The first one was I was terrified, absolutely horrified at talking to the camera in the beginning. I wasn't very good at it, and I'd never done it before, and I didn't really have anything to talk about because I just wasn't going that deep into the gear hole. That sounds dirty, and I don't mean it to sound dirty, but I was just going, oh, this is pretty cool, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with anything. All of this started out as just being on the boogie board for the Rectifier lovers and just posting, a mic shootout, and that's it. And then suddenly it had several hundred views, and I thought, well, that's weird. Why did it? Who would watch that? And so then what gradually went from that to, well, everybody's talking, and at the time, everyone just chatted and chatted and chatted and just rehashed the specs you can go on the website and read, and I hated that, and I really wanted to differentiate myself from that, which is why I used to have less talk and, the more gear, the slogan. And I had that for a long time, and then I just got bored, and I wanted to do more than just play something for 3 minutes and then that's it, like giving you no other information. Like, that's cool, but I wanted to give you guys more, and you guys were really asking for more as well, and so I decided to buck up and be a man and talk to the camera. Although I'm not fully a man because we haven't talked about NASCAR or Vietnam or guns, but that'll come soon. Riffs, guns, and beards. You know what I'm saying? No, but yeah, that's basically it. I just wanted, more bang for the buck. And who knows what the future will hold. Hey, Fluff. Love your stuff. Hey, that rhymes. Anywho, has anyone else in your family picked up the love of guitar? As a father of 4 with 2 interested in the craft, I gotta say, it rules. We have been watching an awful lot of your vids lately. Thanks. Thank you to you and your family, kind sir, for watching the videos. It is always appreciated. And to answer your question, not really. How it works in the Bruce family is 1 person per generation gets the musical bug. Prior to me, it was my Uncle Mike, my father's brother, little brother Mike. He was a professional drummer and had his own mastering studio. And no one else, everyone else in that generation and this current generation, like if you gave them a guitar, they would look at it and kind of go, what is this? And they would look at it as some kind of alien technology. It would be pretty funny. And the generation before that, my grandfather's brother worked at NASA in the 60s, and incredibly smart guy. He was a fighter pilot, and then he went to NASA, and then he got bored after helping to design the circuit board that went on the original lunar rover to the trip to Mars, that one. He got bored of his office job at NASA and quit and bought a bunch of musical equipment and toured and did like the jazz circuit and the rock circuit for like 20 years. It's hilarious. I still have some of his original Leslie rotating speakers down in my garage right now, in fact. But no, my daughter has a guitar. She has a Fender Telecaster. She's left-handed, and she picks it up whenever she feels it's so, but her musical tastes are so diverse, I don't think she's ever gonna really stick with it. because she likes the rock, the metal, the EDM, the pop, the synthy stuff, and all that stuff. She loves everything, which is totally cool. But I'll be curious to see if she ever does pick it up for real when she gets older. And that does it for the questions. In reference to last week's giveaway for the Anytune, you guys right here have been contacted by me. And if you haven't been contacted, don't worry. There will be more giveaways very soon, I promise. And for the suggestion of the week, I suggest you go over to this video right here from Positive Grid that I did for them, and I show you how to make a rectifier tone, a good rhythm rectifier tone using JamUp Pro on your iPad. And it's short, sweet, simple, and jammin'. Until next week, guys, if you have a question, please feel free to leave them down below in the comments, or if you have a desire to do it anonymously, go to the Ask FM account, also in the description, and I will see you next week. Fluff out.